Hi friends, welcome to my brand new podcast, Bookish by Ellen, where I talk all things books and even interview some of my favourite authors and some of my good friends. I hope that you enjoy.
This is so exciting. I'm so
It's so
excited.
exciting, and I'm so excited to have you on because I
Oh
feel
my
like a lot
God.
of people, and me included, are going to be excited to kind of get to know you more and get to know about your writing
Oh
more.
my
Yeah.
God. I'm so excited.
So to start off with, do you want to introduce yourself to anyone who may not know you?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. My name's Emily Tudor. I am a romance author and I'm 23 years old. Um, yeah, I never know what else to say when introducing myself.
No,
Like,
that's honestly
hey.
because there's no right or wrong. So it's like, what do I say?
No, exactly. I'm like, I'm just gonna yap and we'll see what comes out, you know?
That's what this whole podcast is for. So
I
yeah,
love that.
I'm gonna get straight into it as long as that's all good with you.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay. So first question is, what has been your favorite book playlist to create?
Stop. Oh my God. You're starting out so well. I think I would have to go with the Road Not Taken's book playlist because
Yeah,
that was the first time I like connected each song to like each chapter. And that was so much fun for me. And just being able to create a playlist that long and with songs that I like love so much was like the highlight of that whole duology. Honestly, it was so much fun.
kind of leading on from that, because you mentioned obviously that you that was the first time you put a song to a chapter. How
Yeah.
did you decide like what song went for which chapter?
That's such a good question. Honestly, there were certain chapters that were easier than others.
Yeah.
Like for some, when I was writing them, I would listen to like a song like just on repeat. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, that one's going in to that chapter, like easy as pie. But I remember when I finished the first draft, I had a few chapters that didn't have any song either just because I didn't know or I hadn't found one that had quite fit yet, or I just had too many options and I had to like kind of narrow it down as I edited and like did all that fun stuff. Um, but yeah, some of them were hard. I had to ask Lexi, my friend Lexi,
Yeah.
because she is also very lyrically, kind of like I am, for help with some of them. So she gave me a lot of good songs for parts that I was like, I'm not sure, or like, I need you to pick like one of these. So it's nice having her help with that.
With the whole kind of mastermind, I feel like you might know where this is going with the use of master. You're obviously a Swiftie, aren't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
1000%. I'm wearing my folklore cardigan.
I feel kind of like left out that I'm not wearing my cardigan. I feel like I need to go get
Oh
it.
my gosh. Yeah.
Um, but obviously being a Swiftie and like obviously writing books, what
Mhm.
song or album, if song is too difficult, would you relate to each of your books? I know obviously the have their own albums because of the sister
Oh
album,
my God.
but for like
Yes.
and
Oh my God. I'm gonna do all of them. You want me to do all of them?
as many as you want.
This is so fun. Okay. Replaying the game, my debut, the one I just re-released. I feel like that one is very enchanted and like Speak Now-esque
Yeah.
is the album I say I would connect to them. Just because, well, obviously that song is on the playlist. Um, but also Speak Now, I feel like is one of her younger albums.
Yeah.
And that's like my youngest character. So I feel like Pads really relates to certain ones. And I just also love that album so much. That one's I have a novella. I feel like I've been very vocal talking about the novella. That is the epitome of the song, How You Get the Girl. Because when I was listening to that song, that's where the idea came from for
Yeah.
the novella. So that one, I can't like ever listen to that song without thinking of like those two characters, which is so cute. Um, ooh. I feel like reconsidering the facts is very lover-esque.
Mhm.
She loves the song. I think I talk about it a little bit in the book, but she's a sunshine girl, so I feel like she's very like it's just a really fun boppy album. So I feel like Paige would very relate to that album, and she would also make Oliver listen to it a bunch. And of course he would, because like, you know. With the road not taken, I feel, oh, I gotta like pull up my Apple Music library. I'm gonna go to Evermore. It's 100% Evermore, obviously. That one. But I think the song I would most relate to them. Oh, oh my God, there's so many options. There's so many good ones. Probably, I feel like "'Tis the Damn Season"
Oh,
is a good one. Yeah, or "Right Where You Left Me." I feel like, yeah, that one hurts, but it's like second chance-esque, like very, oh, that one hurts. And then, yeah, The Road Less Traveled By is Folklore. I listen to so much Folklore. I think it's my favorite Taylor Swift album
yeah.
completely. It's just so good. But I think the song I would connect to them. It is probably, no, not that one. I guess I would say Invisible String.
Yeah.
But yeah, Invisible String, I feel like is their song because I feel like obviously they knew one another and then she didn't need him anymore and then he came back. So it's kind of like I feel like they were just always meant to intersect.
I love that. I feel like all of
I
those
know.
songs fit so perfectly.
Oh
So
my gosh, thank you. I think about it a lot is
yeah. So
is
I've kind
why,
of hit the
yeah.
nail on the head with that question.
That was amazing. I will talk about music and Taylor Swift and books any day of the week.
Okay, this one might be difficult because of obviously these are your children and
Yes.
your friend does your covers, doesn't she?
Yes, my beautiful, spectacularly talented, wonderful friend Hannah. I am obsessed with her. She is the coolest.
Yeah, so
I'm
I am very
so,
sorry to ask this question, but do you have a
oh
favorite
no.
cover design?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I, oh my God, that's so hard. I am gonna cheat. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna say both The Road Not Taken and The Road Less Traveled By,
Yeah.
like together, because I had no idea when I started writing The Road Not Taken. I had no idea what I wanted to do with the cover. I basically just sent Hannah, like, okay, here's the vibe of the book. It's like Evermore based. Take it and run with it. And somehow she always just she gets my brain and she came back with the Road Not Taken's cover, like as it is in its beautiful entirety. And she was like, okay, since the duet, she wanted to do some fun things. So like the back connect, when you put them like back to back, there's like hands on the back and it looks like they're like reaching for one another, which is so cool. And then the spines kind of mirror one another too. So when they're like sitting side by side, there's like a vine that like connects and I just think they're so beautiful and they really just capture the essence of the stories without being too like they're very simple, but I love them. Like they're
Yeah.
just so
They're
pretty.
very Easter eggy. So
Yeah, that was hard, but
I feel like this next one's going to be even harder because
Mm.
I put on my story, I was like, do you guys have any questions for Emily Tudor? So blame the people, not me for this.
Okay.
Yeah, blame
Okay.
people. Um, do you have a favorite child?
Oh, wow. They were really like, okay, let's just make her have like a meltdown about
Yeah.
this. I I feel like they're all my favorite for different reasons, but I th if I had to pick, like gun to my head, if I had to pick,
Yeah.
I would probably pick The Road Not Taken just because of how much that story means to me personally. Like Liv's story is like very personal to who I was back when I was writing it. She's kind of lost. She kind of has no direction, kind of doesn't really know what she wants to do. And that was me when I was writing it. I basically just put all of my weird feelings about like post grad and growing up kind of into her. And people really resonate with her, which like brings me so much joy. And anytime someone's like, I love Liv, like I connected so much with her, it just like it means so much more to me. Just because of how attached I am to them. But yeah, that's hard though, because they're all my favorite for so many
Yeah.
reasons, you know.
what are your plans after Grand Mountain? Can you give us any plans that you've got?
Ah, I am going to be cryptic. Yeah, I'm going to be a little cryptic because I I have an announcement coming in April, which is kind of where we're headed after Grand Mountain is over. Um, oh my gosh, what can I even say? I'm trying to be cryptic, but it's a very I have a very exciting project coming later in the year. It's not totally like brand new. It is brand new, obviously, but uh you will see some characters that we've met previously.
Okay, that
And
is
I think that's all I'm gonna say.
yeah, well done. You did very well with
Thank you. It's so hard to keep secrets. Genuinely, the worst part about being an author is having to keep all these secrets that I just want to blab everywhere.
What's your favorite part about writing?
Oh my gosh. I would say just being able to kind of uh experience different characters. Like I feel like obviously Liv was very similar to me, but my next release coming out in February, those two characters could not have been more different from myself. And it was a really fun challenge, just being able to kind of like be in someone else's mind for a little bit, see how they like process emotions and the decisions that they make and stuff like that is probably my favorite part. It's just so much fun.
Do you have any advice for someone who wants to become an author?
Oh, I would say just go for it, honestly. I've had a lot of people in my DMs being like, I'm kind of not a lot, maybe a few. I don't know why I said a lot. A few people being like, what made you finally decide you wanted to like publish? And it really wasn't anything. I was just like, I kind of want to just write these stories and get them out there and see if people happen to like them. But it is really scary. But I feel like just leaning into that scariness um, is good. That means you're doing something that is probably good for you if you're a little bit scared doing it, because it is really scary putting yourself and your characters and your words like out into the general public. Um, and yeah, so just if you love if you love doing it and you want to do it, just go for it.
How long have you been writing as well?
I started in, I believe it was my senior year of college, but if we want to go way back, I used to write fan fiction. Like the fan fiction to published author pipeline is very real. But I did start writing with intent to like publish my senior year of college. So I think it's been like 2 years,
Oh,
pretty
wow.
much. 2 years. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Time flies.
I didn't realize that, like, because I think I've been following you for, because if it was when, like, just before you announced The Road Not Taken, that
Yeah.
because I think I found you through Jan. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God, Jan Boswell. I
Love
could talk
her.
about her for hours.
I've got her on tomorrow, actually. Yeah,
Oh my God.
when it all aligned, that I was having both of you on this weekend. I was like, oh my God, that's perfect.
I am gonna text her after this and be like, girl, that is, oh my God, I love her so much.
I honestly adore her like so much. I've got a little shrine of her up there. I need to kind of
I have I have a shrine for her
I'm waiting
too.
to get like a proper like so I'm getting new bookcases and I'm like waiting to get that so I can have like her own little cubby for it because oh,
That's yeah, she's got her own cubby. Yeah, and mine. I'm like looking at them right now.
I don't know,
Oh,
I
I love her so much.
so much and I think it was through her that I found you because of like obviously you guys are friends.
Yeah, we are
Exactly.
so annoying on the internet. I love it.
Um and honestly to think that you had only really been doing it for like what a year if that at that point that's
Yeah.
that's crazy because of like
It's
with not that like if you've been doing it for a short amount of time like you're not a good writer but like you get what I mean like it's
yeah.
insane because of your level of
Yeah.
is insane so
Oh
yeah
my God. Thank you so much. That's so nice. Yeah, a lot of people when they find out I'm 23, they're like, "Oh, I thought you were older." And I was like, "No."
Do you have any authors that inspire you?
Oh my gosh, so many. Obviously, Jan. Jan is very inspiring. We talk all the time about like just life, but also like in the author space. She's been so helpful. And we like, I feel like we talk a lot about like fears and like she kind of get like as an author myself, like being able to talk to other authors about like the weird feelings that come with it is so helpful. So I love that we have the relationship that we do, and she's very inspiring. I'm gonna stop talking about her because I could keep going on forever. Um, one of the authors who kind of originally inspired me to be like, okay, I can do this whole self-publishing thing, and was so helpful when I was asking her a bunch of questions was Lucinia Coney. She's the author of the Brightest Light series. I'm obsessed with her.
I love
She
her.
is so sweet.
Yeah.
And genuinely, I think I bombarded her with 1,000 questions about like self-publishing when I first started. And she was so helpful in like answering them and like giving me advice. And she's just the coolest. I'm honored to like call these people my friend. It's like really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then I do have another one. I feel like this is a very not basic answer, but kind of Emily Henry.
Love Emily Henry.
Love her so much. The way literally Beach Read is like
I,
sitting right there. The way she just writes characters and just the way that her books resonate with me, like every single one of them, is something that I can only hope to achieve with like 10%. Like if I can even just have that much, of influence on like people. Like if people were feeling about my books how I feel about Emily Henry, like I have succeeded. Like that is just she's so cool.
I honestly love her so much. I love that she's like a Swiftie as well.
Oh
Like
my God, it's awesome.
that is so cool.
She just seems like the cool, like I want to sit down and like have coffee with her or something and just like chat. Like she just seems like the coolest.
I don't even like coffee, but I'd sit down and have it with her if it meant that I got to talk.
That's that is so real. Oh my God, I love
You
that.
said earlier on that you have got a new book coming out next month. Do you
I
want to
do.
talk about it and kind of
Oh
explain
my gosh.
whatever?
Yeah, so the third book in the Grey Mountain series is coming out February 20th. It is so different from anything I've ever put out, and I'm kind of nervous about that. But um, let's see, here's some tropes. She falls first. They work together. There's a lot of forced proximity. Obviously they work together, and then he ends up moving in with her and his sister. Yeah, that's the whole thing. They
Mm.
have like a sex pact for like only 3 times. you know, Obviously that is different. And there's a lot of banter. I've never written so much banter in my life, but they really dislike each other for different reasons, obviously, but it's so much fun. It's such a fun ride.
What would you tell like Emily 2 years ago when
Oh
she
my
started
God.
out now with everything that you know?
Oh my gosh. I would tell her to just take her time. I feel like back then I was in such a rush to like do everything and always be on top of everything and all that. But I feel like now that I have a few books under my belt and I kind of have my process solidified, I would tell her that it's okay. It's all gonna be okay. Because when I first started, I was very like terrified all the time. I still am a little. It's scary with every release, but I feel like it does get easier. And I think that's the thing I would tell myself was it gets easier. It's okay.
And as well, I'm going to ask this to her tomorrow, but obviously we have discussed Jan. Like, don't worry, the whole thing's not just going to be about her, but like we both we can talk about her for hours. Um,
Hours.
yeah. Um, what characters do you think of yours do you think would get on the best with hers?
Oh my God. This is amazing. I have thought about this too.
I know.
I feel like we've texted about this a few times. We're always like, we should write like bonus content
You
with like all of
should
our characters.
do
Yeah,
that.
and I was like, that's just so much fun. I've thought about this. So I'm looking at all of our books. Ren and Miles,
Mhm.
I feel like Hads and Grant from my debut, they would be very good friends. Miles and Grant, I feel like, would be like this because they're both, I feel like, so swoony and like sarcastic. And I feel like, oh my God, that would be so fun. And then I've also said to her, to Jan, that like the friend group that she has in Our Secret Moments, Our Secret Game, Wes, Nora, Kat, Connor, and all of them would be such good friends with the Green Mountain girls and like their men because, obviously Nora and they all love to read, literally the book club. Hello. I was like, that's like perfection. And I think collectively, all of them, like my characters and hers from OSM and OSG, would collectively fangirl over Liv and Bree as like Bree's a book influencer and then Liv is an author. So like they would 100% read Liv's books. They would probably be fans of Bree, like watch her on YouTube. Oh my God. Oh, that would be so fun to do. Like I'm gonna text her after this. I'm like, I got a lot brewing over here.
That's so cool though. I would literally, if you ever do that, you need to send it my way as soon as you can because if I did that,
Absolutely. I feel like it would be so fun to do just
yeah.
like a little something something at some point. I'll definitely mention that to her again.
Do you have any questions or anything you want to say?
I am really excited that people are excited about like my April. I feel like I've been teasing my little April announcement since
Yeah.
like October of last year. Um, I'm surprised I haven't blabbed about it yet, honestly. I'm like really proud of myself. But it is really cool having people be excited about things I'm doing. So I guess thank you to everybody
Yeah.
who likes my stuff. That's so cool.
One more thing. Actually, I've got two more questions. So
Yeah.
I also follow Holly Jukes. She
Oh,
is another person that's coming on. I've got so
oh
many.
my God. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love Holly so much. I beta read for her for Starstruck. Oh, I'm obsessed with her too. I need to take a trip over to England because I have so
Yeah.
many girlies I gotta see.
She always credits you as like someone who brought her into writing, kind of like inspired her. How does
Oh
that
my God.
as like an author, and especially an indie author?
It feels insane. Genuinely. I I feel like I never see myself as someone who does that. So when people are like, "Oh my God, yeah, like you've helped me so much and you kind of brought me into," it's just like I don't have words for it. It's like the coolest feeling because I love Holly so much. Her books are I have a shrine of her too, like on my shelf. And I just love that I can consider these people like my friends.
Yeah.
It's like the honor, the highest honor ever that people think of me like that. That's so cool. Ah, I could cry just thinking about like
That would be me.
honestly.
That would be me. And
Yeah.
then lastly, do you have any kind of goals for 2025, whether it's just for you or for your writing?
Yeah, I think I have like a 2025 mood board in one of my journals. And I think one of my 2025 goals is to just keep putting out work that I love
Yeah.
and to just keep going because sometimes it does get really hard. And so sometimes I'm afraid like I'll get into weird mindsets of like, oh, my books don't matter and like there's so many other better ones. But I think my goal for 2025 is to just keep putting out like art and stories that I love. And another big goal is to finish Grand Mountain. Obviously, I am headed in that direction, but it probably won't feel real until I actually type like the end on Grand Mountain 4. Hopefully soon, maybe. So I think that is just one of my big goals is to finish my first series and kind of tie it up with a pretty little bow.
I like that kind of image.
Yeah, first series. So exciting.
Thank you so much for your time and for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for thinking of me. When you DM'd me, I like screeched. I was like, ah, I was like, me? Me? But
Yeah.
it's so cool. It's just so fun.
I want to focus a lot on like indie authors because of a lot of
I
people
love that.
get their work out there, and like if I can be even like a little bit of help, then that's what I want. So
And I love that. You're just the most amazing type of person. Because indies, I feel like we struggle a lot sometimes, like shouting into the void. And it's like bookstagrammers and people like you with the platform that you have that is just so helpful. And it means the world. I feel like everybody, every indie will probably say that, but it does mean the world when you think of us.
okay, I will talk to you later. And again,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is so fun. Mwah.
Mwah.